chances, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed. You like the fast life, you like to drive and get down and dirty, act like the bad guy.
You know, there's what we call imposter syndrome. So there are times where you feel like you're not worthy, you're not deserving. You feel like the space that you want to be in, just because that qualification requires a master's, you don't see the edge or that zeal to even apply for it or to even try, you know, because sometimes it's just a matter of trying. Sometimes the qualifications that you see up there, they're just there because it's an additional of what is required. There can be so much more that can come out of you. So I think don't be hard on yourself when you realize that you have that feeling. I think I at some point had that. You know, I would step into a room or I'll be invited to speak. I remember one of the biggest events or speaking events I've ever done was speaking at Total. Total is a big company, by the way, and in Rosebank. That's like the main branch. And I was speaking there in front of the big dogs of the company. And it was a true honor for me. I remember there was a point where I was standing there and I was like, who am I deserving? Am I supposed to be here? That conscious, you know, you start feeling a bit scared. Your heart pumps. Fear. That fear, the stomach crumbles. You're like, is my speech going to be great? And all of that. But when you stand there and remember who you are, remember why you're there, remember the journey that you took. I think that's why you were sharing the importance of, you know, in that waiting process, what do you do? Put in the work. If you know that you've put in the work, you won't hesitate to stand and be firm and, you know, be firm with your story. You know, it's a matter of you knowing your story and understanding it and just running with it. Because I think also as an individual, I feel like I've done so many things, but they're not enough for me to say I've learned enough. What you just said also made me realize that actually there's a bit of polishing that you need to do. If you're saying that you want to be consistent, you need to keep creating content. And being late has been also my problem. And I think it would frustrate me, but it would happen. And that to me is something that I need to really fix because it's a big issue. If I'm late, my day is ruined. Like everything about that day doesn't go right for me. And I get stuck from that point that, okay, I'm late. Anyway, let's leave this one here. I hope you got something from that, RealFam. Thank you so much for sharing that. And remember that you only have yourself to blame if you're not going to take this advice. You only have yourself to blame if you're not going to try. We're not saying do it, be perfect. Try, do the best that you can. I think that's very important. And don't wait. Don't wait and expect things to just happen. Put in the work. Remember to put in the work. We're about to wrap up this video. I think it's important for us to speak about the importance of, you know, understanding yourself as a person and doing the best that you can in life. I think every now and again I share on my video that the whole idea for me to do these videos is also help you to become the best version of yourself. And becoming the best version of yourself can be seen in different ways. But I'm interested to know, I mean, I'm not going to talk much. This is her show. So how can we, I mean, I'm including myself in this one. How can we become the best version of ourselves? We all want a great life. We all want, you know, a successful life. We all want the best, you know, healthy life. And well done, by the way. Your health journey is just impressive and inspiring. And that is discipline on its own. we want the best thing for ourselves, and not just for us, for our friends, for our families, the people around us, the people we care about. So how can we do that as we, of course, wrap up this conversation?
So guys, firstly, you need to remember that your biggest powers that you're you. I have an understanding that there will never be another Yvonne. I'm the only person that's going to experience life the way I do. There will never be another moment where somebody goes through stuff the same way that I go through stuff. There's something that we had a chat behind the scenes where you were mentioning how there's only so much I can say to you, right? Like in terms of I'll give you advice and all of that. But when it's all said and done, the master is the one that gets to say the final decision. But also sometimes you and I could go through the same thing, but we handle it differently because we're created differently, right? There's only, like, I can pick up pointers to say, okay, no, next time I encounter such a problem, I could use this coping mechanism, but it's only but advice. But to experience it, I'm the one who gets to experience it. And I could have much more grace for it. Sometimes we're given different graces. God can I know usually when I speak, right, I'm able to articulate myself well. I'm able to speak at the top of my mind. Sometimes I don't need to write things down and all of that. I've been graced for that. Other people are really wise, but they need to write things down. They need to read from papers, right? But each person would equally deliver the most beautiful speech, but it's just how we go through it or how we deliver it is differently, but it doesn't make it any less impactful, right? So firstly, once you understand that the greatest power is that you need to understand what does best version of yourself mean, and also with that understanding that every best version of self will be different in each season, right? One season, like right now, I'm focused on my health. I'm focused on my financial health as well. So like I was laughing, I'm like, oh my God, if I could get my health right, in terms of discipline, I could get my finances right. Let me start saving. Let me start tithing. Let me start doing this. So right now, best version means to me, I'm able to show up at the gym. I'm able to pay my tithe. I'm able to pray on time. I'm able to journal. That's for this season, right? Once I learn and I'm familiar with these things and comfortable, God will take me to a different level whereby best version maybe means me being at home running my own business. Best version maybe means me traveling, being on vacation. Or best version means me delivering and giving you guys a quality YouTube video. But for each season, there could be a different best version, right? Which is why it's important to always stay in prayer so that you know when to do what and what season you're in. Like I always like referring to Mpumi and Brandon, right? When you think about it, Mpumi is like, she's got a beautiful voice. She's an amazing singer, right? And you would think she could be featuring in her husband's music, or she could also be a musician. But she understands for this season, best version means she's a speaker. She's educating people about wellness and wisdom. And she's impacting, transforming lives. That's for this season. Maybe 4 years from now, God can be like, okay, Mpumi, I need you singing on stage. I need an album from you. Equally the same with Brendan. Well articulated, speaks well, and is very funny and all of that. But you wouldn't see him trying to be an international speaker, whatever the case may be. He will share wisdom when given the platform, but he understands that in this season, he has to be in his music and all of that. That's what best version of him means now. So I think once we learn that best version, different for each person and different in each season, you get to do what you need to do without feeling any form of pressure. Because maybe now in this season, God is just saying, listen, my darling, fix your body. Forget about being a multimillionaire. Now we're fixing your body, or now we're fixing your speech. Now we're fixing your talent. Now we are nurturing this, because also it's hard to nurture what you don't know. Once you know what you're good at, and once you know what best version means, it's easier for you to nurture what God has given you. It's easier for you to be able to be like, okay, God, you've given me a voice. Help me polish this voice. Help me say the right things. Help me enter the right platforms, the right rooms, and all of that, right? Because you know what best version means for that season. And how do you know? from the master. How do you know? Through praying, through worship, through, just communing with God, right? So yeah, I basically, I think it's very important. Get a definition. It starts with God. God gives you the definition. Once you get the definition, work on it. Don't look around other people and think, I must have what Nthabi has, or I must have what Yvonne has, because you have the ability to reach greater heights, but you can only reach greater heights if you're walking on your lane. You can only become the best of what God gave you, not the best of what God gave me, So yeah, that's what it means. And just be real with self, just when you're making mistakes, acknowledge those mistakes. Look at how can I fix them and keep it moving. When you're winning, also celebrate yourself and be like, whoopee, you know what, you're doing well, Yvonne, acknowledge yourself in every season. If it's time to cry, do it, cry, but don't stay there. Cry and then move. When it's time to celebrate, celebrate. When it's time to whatever that you need to do, do it, and do it intentionally and wholeheartedly and purposefully. Understanding that we are different, all of us. We are not, life as a group work. It's not uniform. It's each to its own, basically. Each person, yes, we are there for one another to help one another become better, but not better of each other, but better of yourself. She's here so that I can become a best version of myself, not a best version of hers. I'm here so that she can be a better self, so that I'm here sitting with you guys so that this channel can grow better for her or in her direction, right? When we have a video on my channel, it will be for my growth and for my direction, So yeah, guys, you can do it. You just need to give yourself a shot. Bet on yourself. I always say I'm my biggest project. The biggest project God has ever entrusted you with is yourself. And honor that project. Treat it with respect. Be disciplined, be kind, be humble, be graceful. Don't be harsh to yourself. When you're making mistakes, dust yourself up. Get up. When you're winning, acknowledge that you're winning, So yeah, guys, that's what's up. It was really nice being here.
Aww. Was that amazing or what, RealFam? I don't think I need to add anything from that. Thank you so much. I think you've shared so much wisdom today. And I hope, RealFam, that this means something to you. You don't have to take everything. Even that one point that she mentioned, even that one thing that can help you become the best, your best self, just take it, run with it. And I love what you said about, sometimes God is saying, this is your season to fix your body. This is your season to concentrate on this. Sometimes we want to do so many things all at once, and then we get surprised when they fail.
Sure.
And you wonder, why are they failing? It's because you're doing them in the wrong season. And it's a wrong season because you just trusted yourself. You didn't trust God. I mean, if I can just close by sharing this is a testimony in my opinion. And my testimony is that when I resigned from my previous job, before I resigned, I was skeptical. I was questioning myself, should I resign? I was building a home for my family. How am I going to pay for all of that? So I was like, what am I going to do? But at the same time, my doctor told me that I have symptoms of stroke because I was always fatigued. The work was just stressing me. I just couldn't do it anymore. And it was okay for me to be realistic with myself to say, really, this is not my season to be in this place. I need to move. But I did not trust God enough to be with me or to lead my path, to take over, to lead whatever journey I'm going or whatever season I was going to be in. Because the next season meant, be focus on my own business, run my design business, get more clients so that I can get more money, because the money that what I was getting from that company was no longer there. But the minute I trusted God, and I think how it happened, it was hard. I was skeptical, like I said, but one morning I woke up, it was August, I remember. I woke up and I decided to resign, but I think that was God. I feel like God came to me and just woke me up to say, hey, it's time, know? And when I did that, I felt so good. I felt so good, even though I didn't know how things are going to happen tomorrow. And God says, don't worry about what you're going to eat tomorrow. Don't worry about what you're going to wear tomorrow. Just trust in me.
Sure.
And the minute I did that, things just aligned, things I never lacked. There was never a day where I couldn't pay my bills. I couldn't. Yes, there were times when COVID started and things were like a bit shaky, but God made a way.
Sure.
I randomly got clients, and I think it wasn't just by luck, but because God was actually showing me that I told you that I'll be here. So RealFam, with that said, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I loved every moment of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for this beautiful opportunity.
I think I feel like I'm at a summit, a seminar, or a speaking event where I'm just there listening. I mean, I was just taking it all in, and now having to speak, I feel like, can you just do the talking, and then I just keep quiet and take notes? I hope you took notes, RealFam, and please don't forget to subscribe on her channel and my channel. Okay? Comment, like,
Subscribe and share.
Follow also on Instagram. Bye.